Hello, everyone. So, today we are going to start with the humanistic existential therapy. So, to begin with, let us understand what is the core reason of the psychological distress as per the humanistic existential therapy. So, the origin of the psychological distress can be the feelings of loneliness, it can be the feeling of alienation. Also, when one is not able to find the true meaning of his existence, the true meaning of his life, where he's still trying to understand the genuine fulfillment in life. So, these are the reasons which can actually lead to psychological distress as per the humanistic existential therapy. So, we all know that generally, also, this is the law of life that how human beings they are highly motivated, when they have this desire for personal growth, when they are able to really actualize their highest potential, when they are able to really grow emotionally. So, this actually gives a lot of motivation to human beings. So, coming to self actualization, what is self actualization? So, self actualization is where, it is basically a state of self fulfillment in which, people are able to realize their highest potential in the most unique way. So, we can see this pyramid right in front, and we can see that the highest need on the pyramid is actually the self actualization, which is also quite tough to achieve. It is only when all these needs are fulfilled, we can actually reach this highest need, which is the self actualization of our own highest potential. So basically, why do people develop these kind of feelings of loneliness, or so to say, why do they feel alienated? Why such feelings they start cropping up? Why is so much of psychological distress being battled by people? So it is like basically when the needs, these needs, the needs which they really want, for their own self actualization, or to really grow emotionally, or for that matter to really experience personal growth, when these needs are curbed by the society, when it is curbed, especially by their own family members, they start feeling that kind of psychological distress in their lives. you know and self actualization is something where, it is that kind of an inborn force, which is very very innate. They are born with that kind of force, and it in a way pushes the person, to be able to become more balanced in life, to be able to become more complex in life, to experience this, so to say, integration. And what is this integration? It is basically the kind of balance they want, the kind of complexity they want to experience without being fragmented, without being felt broken. That is the kind of feeling they want to achieve. That is what self actualization is all about. It is about, achieving the highest state of life. It is about really actualizing the highest potential. So we all are potential beings. We have that potential in all of us. We are born with that potential. But when our needs are going to be curbed, we will not be able to bring out the very best from us, the very potential from within our own beings. So when these needs are going to be curbed, definitely psychological distress will be experienced. So integrated, we all want to be that integrated being. Who is that integrated being? A person who is actually a complete person. The person who is who continues to be the same person, the complete person, even if he's being subjected to a variety of experiences. uh, he continues to be the same person. He's able to battle through. you know and so when the person is not able to self actualize, he's not able to unfold his highest potential, he's not able to manifest his highest potential, because the needs are being curbed by society, the needs are being curbed by the family members, so he's not able to reach this highest need. What will happen is a lot of distress will be caused to the person. So what happens in the humanistic existential therapy is basically healing happens, healing occurs, where he will be able to really understand the obstacles, which are coming his way in order to actualize his own potential. And with the help of this healing, he will be able to, remove them also. So, in order to experience self actualization, which is the manifestation of the highest potential, a person needs to express himself freely. A person needs that kind of free emotional expression. That is very important. Whatever we have in our own heart, what is it that person really wants to become in his life? Why is the society not supporting him, or why is the family not with him in this? What does he really want in life? What is it that he really wants from his own life? So he is able to really express himself emotionally. So that free emotional expression, where he will be able to put his feelings across, is very, very important. So, of course, the family and the society are the ones who try and also curb this emotional expression, and because, they have this fear that, this free expression of emotions can actually harm the society, or maybe it's not in sync with the societal norms. So, they're constantly worrying about it. So, they are trying to curb this free emotional expression of the client. They are not hearing him out, they are not helping him share his own thoughts, his own feelings, you know. So when we come to, of course, curbing, so this curbing which has been happening constantly, it will further lead to some kind of manifestation. So what is going to manifest? Destructive behavior is going to manifest. That is going to be seen surfacing, and a lot of negative emotions also. Why? Because the society and the family is preventing the emotional integration. They are not letting the person express himself freely. Now, what is this emotional integration? Emotional integration is where, you can consciously feel and you can consciously observe your own experience, your own sufferings. That is what emotional experience, emotional integration is. It is a process where, you can really experience, you can fully experience your own emotions, and our own thoughts and emotions, when we come to realize they are actually born from our own bodies, from our own hearts and minds. So emotional integration is going to help me to really pay attention, very, very consciously, to my own experiences, to my own sufferings, to my own thoughts, to my own emotions. But this emotional integration is being prevented, it's being curved by the family, it's being curbed by the society, because they are fearing that, it probably might not be in sync with the societal norms. They do not want to encourage emotional expression. So of course, when the therapy will be started, the therapy is definitely going to create a very, very permissive, a very, very non judgmental, and a very, very accepting atmosphere. So this kind of atmosphere is going to help the client to express himself freely, you know and because he's going to express himself freely, so he will be able to really achieve a very, very balanced state, a very complex, balanced, and a very integrated state. So of course, permissive environment is very important, because it actually allows us to really express ourselves freely. It is all about the excessive freedom of behavior. How can I really express myself, what is there in within my own self. So that kind of atmosphere is a very permissive atmosphere. It's a very, very non-judgmental atmosphere. No one is going to judge you. The therapist is not going to get into arguments, or is not going to get into debating. He's going to continue to maintain his unconditional positive regard. He's going to continue to be very, very non-judgmental towards you, very, very so to say, warm, and very accepting also. So the assumption, if you see, of the entire therapy, this is what the therapy believes in, is that the client has the freedom, the client has the responsibility to control his or her own behavior. So the controlling of the behavior is in the hands of the client. The freedom and the responsibility to really be able to control his behavior is all in the hands of the client. So the therapist, if you see, is just a facilitator. The therapist is just a guide, but controlling his own behavior is the responsibility of the client, and he does have the freedom to do that. So the client is mostly, you can say, the main captain of the ship, and the therapist is a passenger, where the steering wheel is in the hands of the client only, and he can really bring about that change. So the client wholly solely is the one who is going to be responsible for the success of the therapy. And the client, is the one who will take the lead here. And of course, the chief aim, if you see, of the therapy is that we need to really expand the awareness of the client. So, to really be able to understand the unique personal experience of the client. So who is going to understand the unique experience of the client? The client himself. He's the one who's going to start becoming more and more aware. So, this is how the process of self growth will be initiated. And when this self growth begins, when this kind of evolving will start, when the client will start evolving, when the client will start experience this kind of personal growth, self growth, then definitely healing will start taking place, and the client will start feeling the effects or the benefits of the therapy. So, this was all about the humanistic existential therapy. Thank you so much.